Hey kids, it's July 8th, Wednesday. The day started calmly, but as it continued, different things began piling up, one on top of another. I couldn't concentrate particularly well. I had to spend quite a lot of energy persuading and aligning with people at work, and by the end of the day, I didn't have much left. Then your mother and I had a small disagreement. Nothing dramatic, but it made me think about one of the strongest and perhaps quietest emotions we experience. Resentment. Resentment is strange because it doesn't always look like anger. Sometimes it looks like silence, distance, sarcasm, coldness, avoiding someone, or simply saying, "I'm fine," when deep inside, you're not fine at all. Resentment often begins when we feel hurt, ignored, misunderstood, disrespected, disappointed, or treated unfairly. But we don't express or process that feeling properly, so it stays. The original moment may pass. Life continues. You may still speak with the person, smile at them, work beside them, live with them, do everything you're supposed to do. But somewhere inside, a voice keeps repeating, "They should have known. They should have treated me better. They should have apologized. They should understand what they did." And sometimes that voice is right. People really do hurt us. They behave unfairly. They disappoint us deeply. They say things they shouldn't have said. They break promises. They fail to notice our pain. But here is the danger. If resentment is not addressed, we continue carrying the injury long after the original moment has passed. The other person may already have forgotten what happened. They may not even realize that they hurt us. The world may have moved on, while inside us, the event remains fresh. That is one reason resentment is so dangerous. It gives another person, an old situation, or a painful memory permanent space inside your mind. And often, they don't even know they're living there. We cannot control whether someone apologizes. We cannot force another person to understand us. We cannot make them regret what they did. But we do have some control over what we do with the pain. We can decide whether we examine it or feed it, whether we allow it to teach us or slowly turn us bitter. Because resentment can change you. It can make you colder, more suspicious, more distant, less generous. It can make you punish people who never hurt you simply because someone else once did. And that is when the pain becomes unfair. The pain you received becomes the pain you pass on. You were betrayed, so you stop trusting everyone. Someone spoke cruelly to you, so you become cruel to someone safer. You felt ignored, so you begin withholding affection. You were made to feel small, so you try to make somebody else feel smaller. The original wound was not your fault, but passing it on becomes your responsibility. So when you feel resentment, don't ignore it. As we've discussed many times, emotions carry information. But don't worship resentment either. Don't treat it as proof that every thought you have is correct. Sit with it. Listen to it. Ask, what exactly hurt me? What did I expect? Did I communicate that expectation? Is there a conversation I need to have? Is there a boundary I need to establish? Is there something I need to forgive? Forgiveness is important here, but forgiveness is often misunderstood. Forgiving someone doesn't always mean allowing them back into your life in exactly the same way. It doesn't mean pretending nothing happened. It doesn't mean removing consequences. And it doesn't mean giving someone endless opportunities to hurt you. Sometimes you forgive and remain close. Sometimes you forgive and create distance. Sometimes forgiveness simply means deciding, this pain will no longer control my heart. I will not allow what happened to define the person I become. You may still remember, you may still protect yourselves, but you stop reopening the wound every day. Sometimes resentment isn't only about what another person did, it is also about what we failed to say. We expect people to read our minds, to know what we need, to notice when something has hurt us, to understand why we're quiet, to recognize what we're waiting for without us having to explain it. This happens sometimes between your mother and me. We love each other deeply, and because we know each other so well, there is a very special openness between us. I can be completely myself with your mother. That is beautiful. But such closeness also creates vulnerability. Something said by a stranger may have almost no effect on me. The same words from your mother can hurt me deeply, and the opposite is also true. Our words matter more to one another precisely because we matter so much to one another. Sometimes I also expect your mother to understand me without my explaining myself properly. I expect her to recognize what I need, to know what I'm feeling, to somehow see inside my mind. That expectation isn't always fair. No matter how well someone knows you, they cannot read every thought. They cannot understand every silence. They cannot know exactly what you need unless you communicate. And yet, sometimes I still become resentful when she doesn't understand something I never clearly explained. That isn't reasonable. But human emotions are not always reasonable. That is why honest communication is one of the strongest protections against resentment. Say what hurt. Say what you need. Say what you expected. Say what you cannot accept. Say what boundary was crossed. But say it respectfully, because unspoken pain often becomes hidden anger, and hidden anger often becomes resentment. The longer it remains unspoken, the more stories the mind builds around it. They don't care. They never listen. I always have to do everything. They should already know. The story becomes larger than the original event. Then one day you explode over something small, but you aren't really reacting only to that small moment. You are reacting to 10 old moments that were never resolved. There is another form of resentment I want you to recognize. The resentment created by comparison. You look at another person's success, their freedom, their money, their relationship, their appearance, their opportunities, their seemingly easier life. And a voice inside asks, why them? Why not me? That form of resentment can be particularly destructive because it turns another person's happiness into your suffering. Their light becomes your darkness. But another person's success does not steal yours. Their happiness does not reduce the amount available to you. Their progress is not proof that you have failed. If someone else's life creates resentment in you, don't simply condemn yourselves for feeling it. Use the feeling as information. Perhaps their freedom reveals that you feel trapped. Perhaps their success reveals something you deeply want. Perhaps their confidence shows you where you feel insecure. Perhaps their relationship reminds you of something missing in your own. The resentment may be pointing toward a need, a value, or a goal. Use it as fuel. Let it teach you. Don't let it poison you. Instead of saying, they don't deserve that, ask, what can this teach me about what I want? What action can I take? What do I need to build, change, or accept? Turn envy into information. Turn resentment into direction. Turn the fire into energy for something constructive. I'm telling you all of this not because I have mastered it. I haven't. I have carried resentment. I have felt misunderstood, unappreciated, and treated unfairly. And instead of speaking calmly and clearly, I have sometimes kept everything inside. Sometimes because I didn't know how to explain it. Sometimes because I wanted to avoid conflict. And sometimes, honestly, because dealing with it properly required effort, and I was too lazy or tired to make that effort. But feelings kept inside don't necessarily disappear. They often come out somewhere else, through impatience, distance, coldness, a sharper tone than necessary. And sometimes they land on people who had nothing to do with the original wound. That isn't fair. So I am still learning to speak earlier, more honestly, more calmly, to say, "This hurt me. This is what I understood. This is what I need. Can you help me understand what you meant?" That may feel uncomfortable, but respectful discomfort today is usually better than silent bitterness for years. Kids, resentment will visit you. It visits almost everyone. When it does, don't immediately chase it away. But don't invite it to live inside you forever either. Sit with it, understand it, learn from it, speak where you need to speak, set a boundary where one is needed, leave where you need to leave, forgive when you are ready. And sometimes, recognize where you may also need to apologize. But do not let resentment steal your kindness. Do not let it make you suspicious of everyone. Do not let it turn your heart into stone. Life is too short to carry old fires inside your chest forever. Your peace is precious. Your character is precious. Your ability to trust and love is precious. Protect those things, not by denying your pain, but by dealing with it before it becomes the person you are. And do not ever forget, I love you both very, very much.